Hi, my name is Dr. Steven Schlosser, and this afternoon we're going to be performing an MPX Smart Lipo on this young lady's flanks, this area, and brow roll, this area above that. In this first part of the procedure, through a tiny 1mm incision, we're using this blunt instrument to just very gradually infiltrate with what's called tumescent anesthesia, a mixture of saline and lidocaine and epinephrine, bicarb, so it doesn't sting. And gradually we just fill this area. We just kind of blow it up like a balloon. By the time we're done infiltrating, she will be numb from her skin all the way down to her muscle fascia. And then we will go in and very gently, using 2 fingers, use the MPX Smart Lipo laser to liquefy or melt all of the fat between the skin and the muscle. And ultimately we'll get about 70 or 75% of all that fat. We'll turn it to a kind of an oily liquid, kind of like a pat of butter melting over corn. And then at the end of the case, in the last 20 minutes, we'll gently remove that liquid. What does it feel like at this point for you, Tracy?
It actually feels fine. There's very little pain. I do feel some pressure.
Okay.
But the pressure is pretty moderate.
Pretty moderate. I believe Smart Lipo is a great advance over traditional liposuction, which we've all done for the past 20 years, because it's a much less aggressive technique and it spares the nerves and the blood vessels, so there's much less bruising and swelling, much less pain, and a quicker recovery time. Usually just a weekend procedure, essentially 1 or 2 days of recovery. Back to the gym in 14 days doing crunches, walking as much as one likes the next day, even driving. And the results are really quite impressive. With the Smart Lipo laser fiber, we can actually work in the superficial fascia, which is the centimeter just below the skin, an area called the sacred centimeter that we had to avoid during traditional lipo days. And that's where we get wonderful sculpting results in that outer centimeter of fat. Ready? Okay, so now you can see that we're working closer to the skin and the superficial fat, basically a centimeter down. We're able to work with the laser right against the skin, which frees the adhesions between the dermis of the skin and the subcute below. Once those adhesions are freed, there's just a natural contracture of the area of skin. MPX Smart Lipo has been called one of the most exciting and innovative procedures in the United States. It is now the #2 cosmetic procedure in the world. This is a body sculpting procedure for fit men and women alike. It is an awake procedure that is comfortable, with minimal bruising and swelling, and minimal downtime, with most patients going back to work in 24 to 48 hours.